surfaces or other parts of the airplanes. And when Chansbot needed more airplanes, they went right to Goodyear. They set up a California production facility, and they built a lot of the Corsairs. Brewster also built them. Now, ladies and gentlemen, a real Japanese Zero from the Texas Flying Legends Museum. Let's watch and listen.
Zero, watch him on your nose. Watch him on your nose. Zero, watch him on...
I had that lineman maneuver.
The Japanese Zero was an aircraft that could outmaneuver almost anything in the sky at the beginning of World War II. It was pitted against the FM2/F4F Wildcats built by Grumman and totally outclassed that aircraft. Nobody could keep up with it. Nobody could do anything with it to beat it. The Zero was very lightweight. It was very agile. It had a couple of things wrong with it, though. One of the things is that early on, it didn't have much armor. And so if an attacking American plane could get some bullets on it, the pilot would not be protected. It also did not have something called self-sealing fuel tanks, in which if a bullet went through it, it would be very good chance it'd catch on fire. American aircraft had self-sealing fuel tanks. There were a couple of other things about this airplane that were very unknown until a Zero that had been shot down and not totally destroyed was recovered, rebuilt, and tested by Americans. And they discovered some other problems with the aircraft. The early Zeros, and this is one of the same type that actually was used in the attack on Pearl Harbor. Not this particular airplane, but this particular type of A5M Mitsubishi Zero aircraft was used in the attack on Pearl Harbor. Over 200 miles per hour, it became very hard to handle. The aileron effectiveness, it took sometimes two hands on the stick to get it to go the way they wanted it to go. It also did not roll to the right very well. These things were only discovered after that particular aircraft, after a Zero was recovered from the Aleutian Islands. It was one of three Japanese Zeros that had been attacking some American planes. The one got shot down, did a crash landing, and the other two Japanese Zero pilots were supposed to have attacked it and destroyed the airplane, but they thought their friend was still alive and could have survived the crash, so they didn't destroy it. They let it be. And some months later, it was discovered by a Catalina patrol plane in the Aleutian Islands. And they were able to, when they got it fixed and tested it, they realized that it wouldn't roll well to the right, that the aileron effectiveness was very much degraded over 200 miles per hour. And if you pushed forward to dive it, rather than rolling over on your back and pulling to dive, if you pushed forward, the engine would sputter because it had an old-type float carburetor in it. And so the tactics were devised for Americans to be able to, if they were being chased by a Japanese Zero, to push forward, unload the aircraft, dive without rolling inverted, and so go negative G, and then start to outrun it and roll to the right, and the Japanese Zero couldn't keep up with it. And it really changed the course of the